Hello and welcome to Technic Finance. I'm going to be discussing with you today the untold truth about debt. I know we have all heard people close to us, especially our parents, family members, and relations, tell us that debt is dangerous. Never get into debt. Buy only what you can afford. Debt will get you into trouble and so on. But then, when you look at it properly, you will find that people are generally afraid of what they do not know nor understand. That said, there are two ways to go about it. You either be like every other person and shy away, or you could learn and understand the secrets about debt that makes the difference between many successful individuals in the world today. First, we will start by looking at what is debt. Debt is the money that you borrow from someone with a promise to pay back the amount borrowed and interest. Example is borrowing money from a friend or a family member and paying back the borrowed amount plus interest. Interest, in a simple term, is the charge for lending you the money. There are different types of debt, and the most common is secured debt and unsecured debt. Secured debt means you have to put something down as a collateral. It can be your car, a piece of land, or a house, showing that you are committed to paying the money back. Before the lender can lend you money, you will have to sign an agreement handing over that property as a security for the loan. And in case you fail to pay back the borrowed money, the lender has the right to sell this property to recover their money. So in this case, the debt is secured. An example of this type of loan is when you take out money from the bank to buy a house. That house you bought becomes the collateral. And if you fail to continue paying your debt, the bank will simply take the house that you bought. And the other type of debt is unsecured debt. With this type of debt, you don't have to put down any collateral. The lender will allow you to borrow money based on your credit worthiness. And that is why sometimes it is more difficult to get this type of loan. Because the lender, in this case, maybe the bank or an individual lender, will have to check your credit profile and see your debt management skills and history to ascertain if you can be able to pay back the loan and if you have a good debt management history, as there is no physical item for them to hold as a way to get their money back. And because of the higher risk for the lender not getting their money back and on time, the interest rates for this type of loan tends to be higher. Examples of unsecured debt are your credit card debts, medical debts, and personal loans. The amount of loan you get in these unsecured debts depends entirely on your credit score. The requirements are not the same for every institution, but the basics are you must be an adult from 21 years and above in most countries, and you must have a proof of regular employment for 1 to 2 years, or a profitable professional practice or a business. There is what is called revolving debt and installment debt. Revolving debt example, in credit card, when you exhaust your credit limit and pay back the minimum amount as determined by the lender, once all paid up, you will have the same amount of credit available to you again continuously. Sometimes the credit limit can be increased by the card company if you have a good repayment record. Also, you can request for your credit limit to be increased. And the installment debt is where you have a fixed number of payments over a set period of time. An example of installment debt is your mortgage. For all these type of debt, you will have to pay an interest. Again, interest is just the cost of the money you borrowed, and it is usually charged in percent of the total amount borrowed. Now, when taking a loan, you must avoid taking too much debt than necessary, and you have to pay serious attention to the interest rate. Also, be willing to shop around and compare interest rates with other lenders. An extra 1 or 2% increase or decrease in your interest rate can translate into a huge amount of money over a period of time. For instance, if you take out a mortgage of $300,000 with a 5% interest annually for a 30 years term, your monthly payment on this mortgage would be $1,612 per month, amounting to a total of $580,168 in 30 years, which means $280,168 is the total interest paid. But with the same $300,000 mortgage, at 7% annual interest for a 30 years term also, here your monthly payment at this rate will be $1,998 per month, amounting to a total of $719,280 in 30 years, meaning $419,280 is the total interest paid. Did you get that? It translates that just for a tiny 2% increase in your interest rate, you would have paid $137,000 more in interest. This is why you have to always pay attention to the interest rate And always scout the market to find a lower interest rate when you are considering to borrow. There is such thing as good debt and bad debt. Debt can be a useful tool to achieve your goal. Through responsible financial management, you truly have to be a good captain and sail your financial vessel to success. Good debts are investments that can increase in value over a period of time or provide long-term benefits. Examples include business loans that are often used to start or expand a business. They can be a smart move if they generate higher profits or help you reach your long-term financial goal. Another example of good debts are mortgages, though they are large debts, but can be considered a good debt because they allow you to purchase a home and build equity. Also, if you borrowed money to buy an asset, such as a rental property, as long as the income generated from that asset is above the debt that you are paying, then it's a good debt. In this case, you borrowed for investment. On the other hand, there are bad debts. These are debts incurred for items that lose value quickly or don't have a long-term benefit. Example, if you borrowed money to buy a piece of luxury such as supercars, designer wares, latest trending gadgets, or taking expensive vacations, then you have borrowed simply because you can't afford it. In this case, you have taken on a bad debt. And by so doing, you have only made yourself a slave to your own desires. And you will have to pay the debt from the money that you already do not have, which translates into you working more hours to pay off the debt, which can lead to financial stress and instability. You have to approach taking out a loan as a leverage to open doors and opportunities that would otherwise be out of reach. Remember, good debt can help you build a better financial future, while bad debt causes financial stress. In conclusion, debt, just like any other tool when used correctly, will provide maximum benefit. Learning and understanding how debt works and putting it to good use could be the secret to achieving great success in your financial life. So let's empower ourselves with adequate knowledge and take charge of our financial well-being. Thanks for watching this video. If you got any value from this video, please kindly subscribe and don't forget to click the like button. Also, share your opinions with us about debt in the comment section below. I will see you in the next video.